Okay,
Hello.
here we go.
Thank you. Hello. I'm Ayse from Istanbul, Turkey, and I'm representing my small hotel. And yes, so the reason that I'm here, I'm a very small hotel owner, founded it and raised it and I'm running it since the last 10 years. And my purpose to join conferences like this is to give examples to other small hoteliers, because I found very important that the private sector should engage with the DMOs to improve sustainability practices. And so I'll tell my story, how I did it, and what was the main thing pushing me to take this things on my hotel. So I opened it in 2013 as an apartment building without a lobby. And then only in 2016, I turned it into a proper hotel with the lobby and everything. And the first word that I described of the hotel had these three mottos: stylish design, meaning these antiquaries, but they are reflecting the very spirit of my hometown. Istanbul, especially where I'm located as the hotel, is famous for its antique sellers. So it's all shopping from the neighborhood, matching with stylish other modern things and matching all together. And the second thing was attentive service. The first touch with the guest is reception. So I always selected young guys, mostly students, who have traveled. So they are travelers themselves, and they are able to give very customized, very tailored recommendation to other travelers. Good English speakers, of course, and we kept providing attentive service for each other type of guest. And perfect location, because I'm on the Istiklal Avenue. Maybe some of you have already visited Istanbul, where the nostalgic tram passes, and by foot I'm only 300 meters to the metro station. In the corner there's a taxi stop, and the bus station is only 500 meters. You can commute to everywhere and find everything within walking distance. But still something was missing in all this identity of Number 11's world, and which happened with an enlightenment of myself in the environmental activism. Yesterday, in one of the sessions, the host asked if anyone's life has ever changed after a conference like this. So, to me, it wasn't a conference, but an art exhibition in 2019. Was the 16th Istanbul Biennial. And I went there, and it was titled The Seventh Continent. And I saw that plastic continent floating on the ocean, purely human waste. And I was very, very, very depressed to see that. So the next Monday, I showed up in the hotel and said, no more plastic packaging, we are changing everything. Let's finish what we have, what we already bought, but then we will change everything to another type of shopping, another type of vision, another type of service. So no more plastic bottles, no more single-use toiletries. Even now, the milk is coming as a raw milk with a steel container from a local farm. Then I started to look what the world is doing about it. Are other hotels of the world, smallest hotels as mine, what are they doing? So I discovered the certifications. First of it was the Green Key, and which had an office in Turkey, and I downloaded the criteria and started to study it. So it was not talking only about environmentalism, but community empowerment. So I started to take a secondary look to all my supply chain, try to find out local providers closer to my place as much as possible. And they were talking about the cultural stewardship. Okay, we find out local artists. This was something that I was already doing. Art is expensive, you know. We were already bartering with arts institutions and having artists in exchange of room nights or news magazine papers as advertisements again in exchange of room nights. Then the eco-consciousness part was bigger than I was expecting. It's not only banning single-use things, but it was talking about upcycling furniture, limitation the water, composting, urban gardens, and I entered this world of things that I want to do. I want to do all of it in the same time and immediately, but it was not possible, of course. But I first applied to have the green key. It was the beginning of 2020, and I didn't know how to do it because the pandemic signals are already coming from China and Italy. And I was thinking, how can I make an urban garden? How can I learn how to compost? How can I do this? And that time there were very expensive consultants doing this. But as I said, the pandemic was already starting. So I said, we can learn it because the hotels, all of a sudden everything has shut down. And we are at home, no budget, and plenty of time to do it, pandemics. So me and my team learned it online and offline. Okay, the GSTC certificate is important, but another thing which changed my life was permaculture education, which is totally another world, very inspiring things. And also my team had classes, waste management, because things are not like this here. Every waste has to be in a container with a proper color and with proper indication in a proper place. We have to store it some hour here, and if we store it more than one day, we have to store it in other proper ways, kind of detailed stuff. So some of my team learned that one and came to us to tell all of us how it works. And I learned permaculture. My breakfast chef learned how to do compost. That's now we are doing 2 types of compost in the roof. Another challenge, let's say, was the space problem, because I'm in an attached building with no open space, not even a garden. And in my neighborhood, which is a city center, old center of Istanbul, there are not even parks or green areas. So there was this terrace of mine, which was empty before 2019. I said we can do the urban gardening here and turn it to be a community garden where others also can come to make agriculture as a hobby or learn how to compost or just bring their children to see how we do compost or how we grow tomatoes in the terrace. An important thing for small hotelier is measurement. I spoke with the Small Hoteliers Association of Istanbul. They are dying and they are saying, are we going to weight the waste? Really? Yes, really, we are going to weight the waste. And it's doable with some hand scales and some kitchen scales. I did it. I have a record of 4 years, and it's makeable. So I'm going very fast because I'm a fast talker. But going to the results, we say the neighborhood matters. As I said, we made a community in our neighborhood because it's a famous and important neighborhood as well. All those people that you see are shop owners, antiquary shop owners, restaurant, bar, and other hotel owners. We exchange information. Sometimes we exchange knowledge. My breakfast chef, the last week went to have a day of brioche bread making in one of the other shops, and their people is coming to me to learn how to compost or how to separate organic waste to be able to make the composting. We made this QR board at the lobby, and we are talking about all our neighborhood. Guests can download them and go, if they want to go to dancing, they can download Where to Dance map, or if they want to do sustainable shopping, they can download the map to buy sustainably. And we are experiencing all single shops by ourselves and never recommend nothing that we personally experienced and found something worth it to be presented in our board. The guests, we had this chat with Frederick an hour ago. So my guest profile is getting younger and younger, and they don't like academic information. They don't like things said in UNDP's ways, but they need more illustrations, more figures that talking. So we are changing all my wording, all the way that the hotel talks. We have this 11 tips how to be a green traveler, but the wording, how we describe it, the illustrations makes another sense to these youngsters who are traveling. The mirrors are talking without disturbing you. It's a transparent sticker where say welcome to the eco showers and very young and dynamic language. The people, I've seen people who was the first time seeing waste separation. I've seen people, half of my rooms have kitchenettes, so people can stay longer and cook in the rooms. So I've seen people who wanted to learn how to compost and make her own organic waste separated in the room, bring us every day and learned the composting with us. Other ones that they are doing urban gardening back in their homes and coming to me to learn how things works in my geography. And another thing is content, which the expert is here. Content is very important because our guests, either our followers are very young. So a hotel cannot tell good morning every morning and that's it, or social media posting. What can we say? Now we have content to share. We are sharing, we have this routine of sharing art exhibitions, and we put a small walking person emoji and saying, this art venue is only 383 steps away from our hotel. The other one is 300 steps away from us. And we share information about the plastic problem. We share how many plastics we send to the recycling every month. Kind of, we have content to share with the young generation, young traveling generation. Last, I put it as a result, but it's a different thing related to my reality in Turkey. We are, unfortunately, very used to regulation changes. So at the end of 2022, the Ministry of Tourism said that every single tourism facilities has to make the GSTC certification. Otherwise, I'm going to canceling your hotel licenses. That's serious. So, but they split it up into 3 categories. There is the first one that you have to fulfill 30% of the criteria, then the second one with 60 and the full certification. So I applied in the February. The thing is going to be completed by the end of this year, 2023. I applied on February, and they asked me, which grade are you applying? I said, I don't know, but I have 4 years of green key experience. I'm already measuring, keeping track of it. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So in first inspections, we fulfilled all the criteria, which was surprising to me too, but having 2 things together, totally different approaches, the one of the green key, the one of the GSTC with the Turkish Authority of Tourism. But another legislation changing, but we were there ahead of the other small hotels. When you go and filter in booking.com or expedia.com if the facilities has a certification, because self-declarement is another thing, but having inspected and having certification is another thing. When you filter it, in May I was the only small hotel having the certifications. Now people are getting it, but maybe if there could be a filter to ask if any hotel has 2 certificates at the same time, I'm sure the results will be none of it. So it was my personal enlightenment leading my small hotel to be there and be with you here and to have something to speak about. So if you go to the numbers, I'm not a number person, and this is the best thing here that inspires me, is the 133 kilograms of organic waste in only the first 6 months of 2023, which is something that inspires me. I find it like a magic or witchcraft, all that waste turning to be soil and fertilizing plants. The other ones are numbers that I calculated. And revenue-wise, occupancy-wise, my last word would be that just on Friday, the Ministry of Tourism announced that Istanbul hotels was only 63% occupied in the month of August, but number 11 hotel was 98% occupied in the month of August. So that's my presentation. Thank you for listening to me. I hope someone gets inspired.
So let me ask you one question. Clearly, a lot of hard work has gone into this. You're a fast talker, but a fast worker. So what do you say to other hotels as you walk around town, Istanbul, and that aren't doing this? Are you saying, come on, guys, let's go, let's do it, or you don't have time? Like, how do you look at, I could imagine you, with all the work you're doing with your hotel, going into another hotel going, missed opportunity. Like, they could have done something, they can do something. So how do you talk to other hoteliers?
So with my community that you have seen, with
Sure.
the bar, restaurant, and other shop owners, I'm like the environmental police officer of the neighborhood. I'm like, you have to ban, don't give me straws. Why are you still using straws? I'm like that.
Okay, so you crack the whip in your neighborhood. Okay.
Yes, but this happened, for example, another hotelier in the same neighborhood came to me and they said that they have to do the full certification because they are renewing their hotel license, and asked me if I could help them. So I said, I could help you and make it as a social responsibility as well. I can even write it as a story, but I will help you in a proper way. I'm doing compost, I have worms in the terrace, so I cannot help you checking boxes of the certification. But if you are willing to do something real, yes, of course, I can help you as an unpaid consultant, as a neighbor.
Sure, okay, all right, great. Well, thank you again.